Hi everybody, welcome back to Leading Edge. My name is Tim Schneider with Aegis Learning, and this is our ongoing series, kind of a short series, about toxic compromises. And we talked about two of the big ones already, and that is, excusing and justifying poor behavior. And today is also kind of an equally common one, and that is a toxic compromise wrapped around hiring new folks and or promoting people. And, Lord knows, I have done it too. And I've regretted it every single time. And, not only regretted it, but regretted it kind of instantly. And what this is when it becomes a toxic compromise is when you're hiring somebody and you look at the job pool and you realize, you know what, maybe they're not exactly what I'm looking for, but man, I need that body in there. Man, I need that person. Widget production is falling behind and I need to get somebody in here. I don't know if they're going to work out, but I need somebody and I need to do it quick. They'll do it for the money. They're available now. So go ahead and hire them. I got to tell you, that is a terrible, terrible choice that creates a toxic compromise. Now, admittedly, and I mentioned this in our first episode, you're not going to always get 100% of what you want. You might give away a couple of little things, but you never want to compromise the big things. When it comes to hiring, if you're not finding that candidate that really fits, it really hits at the 85, 90% level of what you're looking for, I got to tell you, look more. Start the search over. Don't just say, okay, well, these are my candidates and this is what I got. No, look in other places. Start over. Do it again. Look for alternative ways to find job candidates out there. Don't settle and make that toxic compromise. I mean, if you think back, how many times maybe have you hired the wrong person? And even though you got them in there, even though they would do it for the money, it just turned into an absolute train wreck and really caused some havoc and some, bad, negative, unintended consequences with everybody else around there. Don't be so anxious to settle for less than what you need. Have and keep high expectations there. Similarly, when it comes to promotions, maybe you've had a supervisor job, manager job, an assistant director job that's been open for a long period of time, and you look out and you go, well, I don't really have the right person. They're not quite ready. Well, okay, then leave it open. There is really no rush that says you have to put the wrong person in there. Oftentimes that toxic compromise is, yeah, you know what, I know, you're going to love the reference coming up. I know that Bob is, not the best fit, but you know what, he's been here longest, he knows the job. Those are two big red flags right there. Might as well promote him into that supervisor or manager role. Nothing could create a larger toxic compromise than something like that. Look for, if you're going to promote somebody, if you're going to put somebody into a leadership or higher level role, make sure you're getting exactly what you want. That is part of your legacy. That's a legacy-based decision that you're putting somebody in that high level job. That's always going to be associated with you. So my message here, don't be anxious to overly compromise when it comes to hiring new people. Have high expectations. You're not going to get it always perfect, but have those high expectations. Similarly, with promoting somebody into a supervisory or any kind of leadership role, don't compromise just because they've been here a long time or because they know the job or because maybe they're well loved by other people. Those are not great indicators of success, and those are legacy decisions. Now, the next couple of toxic compromises we're going to talk about tend to be a little bit more personal. They tend to be things that we make agreements with ourselves a little bit, sometimes in an organizational structure too. And, as much as we've really focused most of this on kind of business and organizational dynamics, some of these can have some real personal impact too. Well, I hope you have a great week. And again, don't compromise on those hiring and promoting decisions. Have a great week, everybody.